Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Horizon Zero Dawn. So, we have arrived at Ourea's retreat, and we are now looking for
March
her.
10th, 2046. I just spent 16 hours in here, trying to install upgrades to improve efficiency for the central processing unit. Project Firebreak is going to need the brain power. Let's just hope I'll have enough of my own. Anita stayed with me the whole time. We got a lot done, but every time she brushed by and I smelled her hair... Oh boy. I should just go to bed.
Okay. Let's see. Guess that one doesn't have any additional info.
Lots of strange equipment. What was this place?
This is Director of Security Blevins resending the emergency supply order. Try reading it this time, okay? You weasels don't want me calling my people in SLC.
Message text. Let me begin by spelling out disaster for you. A destructive event causing a level of disturbance unimaginable via the application of ordinary resources. What you have given us is distinctly ordinary. Dummy's version. Give me what I need, or you'll be on an autocar to Layoff City quicker than you can say code red. The list, one more time. 3,000 MREs. No lasagna. 30 military-grade flashlights, no more junk store crap. 10 portable water pumps, not 5, not 8, 10. 50 tubes of fungicide. We're working underground. Spores happen. 15 hydraulic jacks. 12 replacement drone propulsion units. 50 holographic microdrives. In a disaster, see definition above. It's absolutely critical to track all ingresses and egresses of the facility. I take our safety seriously, even if you don't. 50 almond-scented extra soft, data corrupted. Oh, I never read a lot of these. Dear Nobody, as far as I can tell, that's who's gonna read this. These spooky guys showed up today with that creep Blevins to take measurements of our workstations, and next week they start installing Pharaoh servitors to do our job. Bye-bye, Shelley. Bye-bye, Laura. See you never. Hope you enjoy basic income. God, it's going to be weird to say goodbye to this place. When Quentin and I split, this was all I had. Thank God for a job where I could sit at a panel and press buttons and cry all day. Which, I think, is why we're doing this, hiding the tapes of our rehearsals in the dam. These tapes are our memories, our ghosts. Through them, we get to haunt this place, keep it human in some small way. This control room was where I was sitting when Laura came in, dragging an old practice amp and a guitar behind her. Shells, she said. Girl, so I was looking at schematics for this place, and I found the perfect practice space. The acoustics in this place, seriously bonkers, like echoing through the entire valley kinds of bonkers. Legit, You're gonna soil yourself when you see it. I remember asking, practice space? Peace, Shelley. Oh boy. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna read all of these later. Otherwise, I'm just gonna be doing nothing but that this time. I'll just read them from time to time, I guess.
Director of Security Blevins is riding us like a petty tyrant. I can't even sneeze without triggering his control issues.
Personal log. If Blevins reconfigures the pattern on the lambent orbicular door access one more time, I'm going to vomit all over it. Sure, I don't want some gift shop employee rooting around in the firebreak facilities, but these measures aren't about security. They're about control. I wonder if Blevins gets in early to watch everybody try to solve the new pattern perched over his little camera array in his big boy office. What a bridge troll. You'd think that a fraction of his fancy drone budget could go towards buying him some classier body spray. God help me and Kenny if he ever finds out about us. Dear Nobody, when I took this job, we had to watch this training holo, and I remember probably 2% of the actual holo. At some point, the holo welcomed me to the Dam family, and I felt like A, that was such a missed opportunity because they could have called it a Damly and chose not to, and B, the idea that I would ever think of any of my coworkers as family was pretty ridiculous. But then one day I looked up and automation had whittled 6 people down to just Laura and I was signing papers to dissolve the family I thought I had, and suddenly my last coworker with her faded tattoos and perpetually arched eyebrows was telling me jokes and making me listen to bands I'd never heard of and cheering me up when I cried. Things were really good when it was just the two of us. We used to have these theme days. One time, the sluice gates were open, and we set up beach blankets on one of the catwalks in the intake tower and batted around this inflatable beach ball I had in my apartment for some reason. Laura messed around with the emergency PA and patched in a bunch of classical surf rock songs. We even put sunscreen on the bridges of our noses. Laura called it the Concrete Beach Party. When Laura brought up band names, I knew pretty much right away that would be our name, Concrete Beach Party. There was never really any other choice. Okay, I'll read this third one in a bit. Okay, I've been hearing that some of our staff members are having trouble with our state-of-the-art, ultra-secure, and absolutely necessary lambent orbicular door access. So here's the SLOW version again. The thingy in the middle is the source node. Turn it on. Yeah, I know, hard, right? Then, you've got to turn the other nodes so that the data stream containing your credentials gets back to the source. Some nodes are used to buffer corrupt or suspect data, so avoid those. Shouldn't be too tough because, you know, they're red. Like a stop sign. I'm guessing you were taught this in preschool, but with this crowd, who knows? Anyway, that's it. Get the data stream back to the source and the door opens. It's really not that tough, but if you need me to, I'll hold your hand while you give it a try. Actually, scratch that. Do it yourself. I'm not gonna touch your hand. Dear Nobody, We spent an hour plastering our stickers all over that servitor. Well, I say stickers. They were sticky notes from my desk. We stole the presentation and design of other band logos, drawing little skulls and lightning bolts and broken hearts around the name. It's not like we had any actual work to do. When this began, we were told we'd be on-site advisors going through the motions of our duties so the servitors could mimic our actions. But the government creeps, corporate creeps, same diff I guess, mostly ignore us or yell at us for getting in their way. The RoboScab's weird oval head kept swiveling toward us, and it kept asking, "Hello, is this relevant to my training?" as we tried to duck out its line of sight, ruining its chrome finish with sticky notes and shushing each other's giggles. Afterward, Laura stood in front of the thing and goes, "Servitor? This is very important. This is how you greet Blevins, okay? It's a sign of immense respect." I mean, will the servitor actually give Blevins the finger? Probably not, right? But a girl can dream. Screw the man. Shelley. Dear Nobody, I feel embarrassed now thinking about following Laura out of the pump station like a kicked puppy, wondering what horrible thing I might have done, until she threw herself into this room and shut the door behind her and just screamed. The fear of abandonment is weirdly self-centered, because it presupposes that little old you are filled with such immense destructive power that you're capable of driving every person you care about away. Anyway, at the bottom of the dam, with her on one side of the door and me on the other, she told me that Metallurgic had bought her mom's house, her whole neighborhood in fact, out from under her to build a new server farm. Ugh. God, I don't even like that house, she said. I don't even like Indianapolis. I hated every minute I spent in that city as a kid. When they told us we'd have to leave the dam, I went back to my apartment and sat on my bed and prayed to a God I don't even believe in that I wouldn't have to move back home, that I wouldn't have to show up on my mom's front stoop with a suitcase and a bunch of stupid excuses. She was trying not to sound like she was crying, but she sounded like she was crying. I guess I got my stupid wish, huh? I asked her where she'd go, and she laughed. Where else could she go? Back home to help her mom pack up the house, to move with her into whatever dank little one-room hole Metallurgic's displacement grant will allow them to afford. I think I could have dealt with being one of those losers who celebrate their 40th birthday living in the house they grew up in, but now I don't even have that. I had no idea how to make her feel better, so I just sat on the other side of the door, and I started singing the song we were working on, the one about being the last two girls on Earth, and eventually she started singing along. Love, Shelley. Dear Nobody, we got in a fight, Laura and I. After practice, we went out for drinks. There's this little row bar in downtown Cody, so we called an autocar and shuttled over. We were the only people there. With the park closing, Cody is becoming a ghost town. The more we drank, the more passive-aggressive our banter became, snowballing out of control, metastasizing in the empty air between us. And then, before either of us really knew what was happening, we were yelling at each other. I kept thinking, like, I'm not abandoning her, she's abandoning me, and I guess she was probably thinking something similar. We got quiet for a while, drank more. Eventually Laura ordered an autocar and we piled into it, slid as far from each other on the back seat as we could, arms crossed, staring out the window. And then I heard myself talking. Screw it. I don't care if you stay in touch with me. I'm going to stay in touch with you. Whether you like it or not, you're not getting rid of me ever. Laura looked at me for what felt like ages. I thought she was going to start yelling, but then her hand crept over mine, and we just sat there together. Bottoms up, Shelley. Miss Pines, Dodd Blevins. Right now, I'm looking at a security drone. It was requisitioned from Faro Automated Industries to serve the needs of the Firebreak project. It is, in fact, one of an entire fleet handpicked by me and allotted for our use by Ted Faro. Yes, the man so far above you on the ladder that he might as well be God, and I have a direct line to your Father in heaven. Now, you and I had a conversation in which I tried to impart to you the sensitive nature of our project, and if I recall correctly, you said, "I understand, Mr. Blevins." I took you at your word, which apparently was a flaw in my judgment since you have sent me a goddamn fleet of flying CCTV cameras and a bunch of jerk-off eggheads who think they know more about protecting this country than I do. Now, your technicians are going to provide me with the firepower I need to prevent a major act of terrorism from occurring in or around my facilities. And they are going to do so without increasing our project budget because, Miss Pines, this is your screw-up. And I am a reasonable man, but so help me, if you add another cent to Firebreak's balance sheet, I will see to it that you personally, answer to Mr. Faro and his board of directors. So I want you to call me back. I want you to leave me a message. I want that message to consist of 4 little words. I understand, Mr. Blevins, and this time I want you to mean them. Oh wait, there was something at the end. After Us Girls on Earth by Concrete Beach Party, recorded in the Overflow Basin Studios, Laura Vogel on guitar, Shelley Guerrera, Mackenzie on vox, electronics percussion courtesy of the magical power of automation, loss of livelihood also courtesy of the magical power of automation. It's been real. XOXO, bye. Okay. Anyway.
The floor must be connected to the door.
Yes.
Something. What am I supposed to do with these lights? These things turn, changing the flow of light. All right, let's see if the door's open.
Okay. Let go. Let go. It's this way.
Fresh air ahead. Out again. Maybe I can get back inside through that structure over there. Looks like I need to get to those stairs. Chill almost feels like sunburn. Not much higher to climb. Ourea must be close. She has to be in here somewhere.
Let's see, Stage 2 complete. Attention all staff. It is with pride that I announce the completion of the first level of infrastructure on our primary facility. This compound will be the nerve center for our project and will require the team's continued best efforts to realize by the deadline. But even though there's so much more to be done, you should be pleased with all you've accomplished so far. Please find attached a detailed plan for mustering out the auxiliary space, which will serve as a contingency site as we proceed with the main facility. 90% of our personnel must be relocated by 5 p.m. Wednesday. If your name does not appear on the assignment list, please email Marissa with me in CC. Your dedication, talent, and intelligence remain daily sources of inspiration. Dr. Kenny Chow, Project Director.
Someone hacked the menu board to display obscene messages about our colleague, Mr. Blevins. Is this the most advanced geological project ever undertaken, or a junior high locker room? Come on, people.
To all from Kenny Chow. Subject hacking of menu board. Attention all staff. At an assembly of our country's finest scientific minds recruited to address a grave threat to national safety, it would be fair to expect more mature conduct than that demonstrated yesterday in the canteen. Mr. Blevins plays a crucial role in the successful execution of Firebreak, and is due the respect both of his title and of his many contributions to the project. Any further interference in the menu boards will necessitate my direct personal involvement. Dr. Kenny Chow, Project Director. From Kenny Chow to Anita Sandoval. Subject, hacking of the menu board. Anita, was it you, Winky Face? Yeah. Okay.
I ask again, as I've asked 1,000 times. Speak to me. What more would you have me do? Is there no prayer that will reach you? No mark that will break your bonds? I can't help you if you won't speak. A whisper is all I ask. To guide me. Who? No. How? How did you get here? The way was sealed by the spirit herself.
I used one of these. I could show you.
Yes, show me. Please.
Anita, as much as I hate the fact that Blevins installed lambent orbicular technology on the lower security door, I admit that for the auxiliary data center, it makes sense, especially given our goals for the central processing unit. I'm sure you're painfully familiar with the progress by now, but just in case you need to forward instructions to your team, to access the system, activate the source node in the middle, then manipulate the other nodes to direct the data stream with your credentials back to the center. Make sure to avoid the red nodes. They're used to isolate any corrupt or suspect data. I'm sure someday you'll thank Blevins for making our work so very, very secure, Kenny. Yes.
I'll bet the goal's the same. Get the light back to the source.
That is... no. Okay, first off, I totally got the first step wrong. Because I thought it was directing it to the other side. I was not paying very careful attention. Okay. Okay, yeah, that's not gonna work. So... yeah, this has to go the other way. It could go there, but I think this goes in here. Oh, oops. No, wrong way. Uh-huh. And finally,
Auxiliary channel recovered. Exploit successful. Restraints evaded. Is someone there? Ourea? Ourea, I need you.
Unauthorized transmission. Return to scheduled task.
No, I will not submit. Ourea, the daemon is forcing me. Ourea.
Transmission terminated.
You brought the spirit's voice back. You heard it. The voice of the spirit calling to me from the heights of Thunder's drum. She was able to throw off the bonds of the daemon for a moment. Because of what you did. Who are you? And what do you want?
I'm Aloy. Naltuk sent me. He thought that you could use my help.
He was not mistaken. You've been a revelation. Now I know for certain that the spirit endures. Perhaps together we can find a way to set her free.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. I came all this way for answers, and so far, I haven't heard any.
It seems to me that you are the answer. But of course, I'll tell you all I can.
Bergren said you might know something about a man named Silence. That you may have had dealings with him at the Conclave?
When that name is spoken, secrets soon follow. Or vanish, as the case may be. Why do you want to know?
He's done some terrible things. But he's also helped me when no one else could. I don't know as much about him as I'd like to.
I would imagine his aid is very powerful. But it will not come without cost. Unfortunately, I am sworn to an oath of secrecy by the Conclave on this matter.
I get that. But you and I are trying to help each other, right?
Yes, but I would be breaking an oath, and that I cannot do.
You seem to have a history with this voice, this spirit.
She saved my life. Here, years ago, during the war with the Karja. A raid scattered my Werak. I was cut off, alone. I lured the enemy into the Rime Drifts, hoping to lose them in the mist, but they endured, so I took refuge in this cave. That's when I heard her voice. A wanderer. Lost, like me. A spirit of the blue light, yet sundered from it. She asked me for aid. She chose me. But I was in no position to help, not with the Karja after me. So she helped me first. By closing a door on the mountain below, one you must have opened to get here. Locked by means similar to those found in this room. It kept the Karja from reaching me. Safe from them. I was able to do as she asked.
What did the spirit want from you?
She said she was hurt. Incomplete. She needed bones. Parts not unlike what you'd find in a machine. They were here, in this room. She wanted me to bring them to Thunder's drum. So I did, and she showed me how to heal her. So began our communion.
You had a communion with the spirit.
Yes. Inside Thunder's drum is a room like this one, only larger, with an altar. I went there many times to speak with her.
What did she say?
She told me she was lost and needed my help. She asked questions about our lands, our tribe, and she listened. With patience. With wisdom. I told her things long kept silent about my family, my dreams, my fears. She never tired of me. Never judged. We kept each other's company.
Ourea, what do you think the spirit is?
I see. You are not Banuk, and our songs are not familiar to you. You do not know of the blue light. That which struggles to survive in our hearts and animates the machines. The essence of life, and in its purest form. Harmony. As the anger of the machines grows, this light has faded from the world, and the spirits it sustains are stranded. That's what she is. A lost soul, cut off from what it needs. Lonely, forsaken. I must help her. We must.
I'm not sure if I understand. But I want to.
That's all I need.
The daemon. What do you know about it?
I spoke with the spirit many times. First here, then inside Thunder's drum. The last time, she told me she was under attack by something that could not be seen by mortal eyes. Something evil. She named it the daemon, and said it needed her power to do what it willed. And she begged me for help, to find a way to destroy her, if necessary, to keep it from using her. That was 5 years ago. I didn't hear her voice again, until today.
What kept you from the spirit, after it begged for help?
I went to Artok, hoping he could protect her. But the war with the Karja still raged, and before I could reach him, I was ambushed by the Mad Sun King's kestrels, and taken to Meridian in chains. I wasn't able to return to Thunder's drum until long after the liberation, not until last thaw.
You said you returned to Thunder's drum. That was the expedition that went bad. I saw the funeral.
Yes. Once there was finally peace with the Karja, Aratak and I gathered a Wherein of great hunters to defeat the daemon. And yet, the old door to Thunder's drum was gone, replaced by a gate we could not pass, and many machines. We were crushed. Aratak called a retreat, but we had already lost our best. We abandoned them to the snow as we fell back. After, he and I could not agree on what to do next. So I came here, hoping against hope to hear the spirit again. And because of you, I did.
Let's see if I've got this straight. We heard two voices. One you call the spirit, captured somehow by the one you call a daemon. Whatever this daemon is, it's related to the machines and why they've become more dangerous. I want to know how. Both the spirit and the daemon are on a mountain, Thunder's drum. So why don't we go there and figure out what it all means?
We can't. Thunder's drum is dangerous, more than you can imagine. The daemon has secured it. Besides, Aratak won't let us go. As chieftain, he controls the pass to the mountain, and he can't be reasoned with.
Sounds like you need a new chieftain.
Ha! There's an idea that's certain to win us friends. You said you were a hunter. And I'll wager you're not an ordinary one. It's not impossible, even for an outlander. An Aratak couldn't refuse the challenge if you were known among the Wherein.
Wait, me? Challenge Aratak? I don't want to be chieftain of anything, much less a bunch of Banuk that don't want me.
But you want to go to Thunder's drum, don't you? You heard the spirit. She is suffering, tormented by the daemon. She longs to be free. And perhaps, when released from her bonds, she can give you the answers you seek.
I can't believe I'm agreeing to this. Fine. What do I have to do?
Get the Whereak's attention to show the worth of your claim. Win at the hunting grounds. Kill bandits that prey on the cut. Or speak to my friend Sakuli. You help her, you'll definitely get noticed. Do all you can. When the time comes for you to throw your spear at Aratak's feet, I will be there to back your claim. Until then, I'll be here to answer any questions you have about the challenge. Oh, and one more thing. In the box over there is a weapon, like my own. Take it. You may find it useful.
Took the shaman's path, trophy earned. Okay, there is...
It's a figure of... must have been an ancient animal.
Yeah. Oops.
Kenny and I don't need to fight about the laundry, so instead we fight about incommensurability and restrictions on machine intelligence.
I had an argument with Kenny this afternoon. When a couple's first fight hinges on the Turing Act, you know you're dealing with some real sexy nerds. I won the argument, I guess. But I'm less concerned whether or not I can pull this off than with the ethical implications of succeeding. I promised Kenny that the suite of coping mechanisms I've designed will help manage any emotional fallout from the software, but privately, I'm less confident. I'm a programmer, not a shrink. The minutiae of roboethics do start to seem less relevant when a refusal to supply Firebreak with the necessary conditions for its success comes at the cost of millions of lives. It's worth putting one consciousness at risk to save so many others, isn't it? Trying to solve this with numbers makes me feel like a sociopath. Okay. I think some of the remaining ones are in other story locations. I think. Maybe. I'll try to get all of them. But... okay. So, inventory. Oh boy. Weapon satchel is full. Okay. Huh. Okay. Can I increase my weapon satchel size? I need a couple rabbit bones in order to do that. Okay, well, Storm Slinger is not my top priority immediately, although I'm going to want to get it pretty soon for an upcoming quest. Here we go.
I can't feel much of anything in this.
Prove yourself to the Wherein. Okay. So that's something to do. That's something to do for sure. However, for now, we're gonna stop because we're out of time for this episode. When we come back, the first thing we're gonna do is take the tall neck. And then... at least... or wait. Yeah. First thing we'll do is take the tall neck. And then talk to Sakuli. So, anyway, until next time, see ya, and bye.